What's going on, guys? It's Luke here. Going to run through a weekly outlook. Today is Saturday, June 28th. I'm going to be uploading this on the 29th, so Sunday tomorrow. We're going to be looking at the week from Monday, June 30th, all the way to July 4th. It's going to be a pretty brief outlook today because, as you know, we're just super close to all-time highs. So I just kind of marked out some sell-side draws if we do get a pullback or something like that. But I do believe going into this week, we obviously should be able to take out all-time highs, seeing how close we are, especially on NASDAQ. So I'm assuming that we're going to end up taking out all-time highs and then move into price discovery, but I'll just go over the draws on liquidity for the week regardless. Starting from the top, we obviously know that our monthly's in bullish order flow. Keep in mind that this monthly candle is about to close, so we are eventually going to have this as a monthly fair value gap, which could be a potential retrace area for price to trade into in the future. So just have that area kind of ready on your chart where you know that price can eventually pull down to there at some point. We go to the weekly. Obviously, our weekly's in bullish order flow. We just had a strong weekly bullish close right here, and we ended up taking out this monthly high right here on NQ. And we also just inversed this weekly FVG right here, this bearish one. So this I marked out on the charts as an IFVG right here, which could be a potential area that price can also want to retrace down to. I also marked out this weekly low right here. Now we go down to the daily. Our daily is obviously an extended bullish order flow, and we are super close to taking out all-time highs. I'm assuming we're going to take out all-time highs pretty fast. But in terms of sell-side draws, once again, we have this weekly inverse fair value gap right here, which could be a potential retest area. We have this weekly low down here, and then we have this daily fair value gap, this daily fair value gap, and then we also inverse this daily bearish fair value gap right here. So regardless, when we tap into that, that's an inverse right there. But regardless, these are our sell side draws, and our buy side draw, the only one left is all-time highs. So again, I'm assuming price is going to take out all-time highs, and then potentially we could get a sell-off, you know, taking out some sell side, filling in some gaps, whatever, and then get a continuation bounce up or something like that. So these are the areas you're going to be wanting to look for in case we do get that pullback, right? This inverse fair value gap down to that weekly low potentially, this daily fair value gap, this daily fair value gap, just something like that. But obviously, after we take out all-time highs, we can easily just go into price discovery and then go from there. So it's really just going to depend on what happens first. But we are super close to all-time highs. We're more than likely going to take them out just because of how close we are. So either price just comes up and goes into pure price discovery, and we just continue to readjust from there and see from there, and then have a sell-off later at some point. Or we get, you know, a push above, price retraces maybe down and to fill these gaps and then continues up. So just have these areas marked out on your chart. Again, assuming a bullish week this week, go into price discovery or something like that. But yeah, just some areas to keep an eye on your chart. Let's go over to ES, pretty much the exact same story. Again, on ES, we have this monthly candle about to close. So this is eventually going to become a monthly bullish fair value gap, which would become a potential retest area in the near future. If price comes down and whenever that happens. Now let's go to the weekly. Same thing. Obviously, we had this strong bullish weekly close. We have this weekly low marked out here as a sell side draw. And then we also inverse this weekly FVG right here. So this we also have marked out as our weekly IFVG, which could be a potential retest area for price to bounce off of before it continues up. We go on the daily right now. We have this daily fair value gap right here. We also have this daily fair value gap right here, which is overlapping with that IFVG. So I just marked it out as this. We also have this bearish gap that got inversed. We could also add in as well, like right here. But regardless, we just not to clutter the charts up too much, we do have some gaps to the downside that we could easily come in and fill on our charts. And then in terms of buy side draws, we have this monthly high, which is the same high that NQ just swept out. So ES is lagging behind NQ. And then above that, obviously, we have our all-time highs. So again, NQ could easily sweep out the highs and then have a sell-off. So we could keep an eye on an S&T getting formed here, but I'm going to assume that both are going to push up and head towards all-time highs. But if something like that happens, it's definitely just keep an eye on that happening. Just know that ES is lagging behind NQ in terms of bullish price action. So if NQ comes up and ES is lagging behind, just something to take note of, that ES hasn't swept out this monthly high yet, which NQ has, and we're a little bit further away, but still obviously close. I'm expecting both to take out all-time highs this week. Again, for draws on liquidity, We have obviously all the way down here this weekly low. We have this weekly inverse fair value gap, which got flipped right here. Then over here, we have this daily fair value gap. Again, this weekly IFVG, which is overlapping with this daily fair value gap, and then all the way down here. So either price comes up, we get this pullback in to fill these gaps, and then we continue up, or price just continues up with NASDAQ, and it continues to go into price discovery, and we just see higher prices and then kind of readjust from there. But yeah, I have a bullish outlook on the week. Just some areas to keep an eye on your charts, those gaps, those sell side gaps, and then these higher time frame buy side draws leading up to all-time highs, assuming we hit all-time highs. And yeah, just overall bullish outlook on the week. So nothing too crazy to talk about today. So let's just get into the news now and see what we're working with this week. So let's go back here. So on Monday, we have a no news Monday. So most likely won't be trading on Monday, maybe just watching the markets or going super low risk, but I doubt I'll be taking anything on Monday, at least not with a heavy risk. Tuesday, we have Powell speaking at 9:30. So right at open, so we're gonna have to see what happens with that. And then 10 o'clock, we have ISM manufacturing PMI, JOLTS, and ISM manufacturing prices. So I will be waiting for that news at 10 before I trade, but should be good volatility in the market. We're going to see what Powell says, and then we'll go from there. But should be a good trading day after 10, after all that news is released. So now we go to Wednesday. We have ADP non-farm employment change at 8:15. So should be good volume in the market from that. Will be good to trade on Wednesday, regular trading day. Then we go to Thursday. We have average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, unemployment rate, unemployment claims, ISM services PMI. So we have all of this news, which will be good volume in the market, but we'll wait for 10 a.m. for that news to come out, and then we'll go from there. But Thursday, regular trading day, should be good volatility. And then Friday is the 4th of July, so USD bank holiday, so nothing there. So that's going to wrap it up from you guys. Again, overall bullish outlook on the week. Should have some good volatility. Just be careful with the news and waiting for news and see what happens with that. But yeah, hopefully we hit all-time highs this week. It's looking good, but just keep these areas marked on your charts for the future. And then if we go into price discovery, just trade with caution. So that's going to wrap it up from you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until the next one, give me a like, subscribe, comment on the video, follow me on Twitter, link in the description if you guys want to support the channel. Until the next one, I'll see you guys then. Peace.